Hello everybody, welcome to Padshaw Junction. I thought today I'd have a look at another one of my old attic find trains, and it's this rather lovely two-card diesel DMU set, R157, R158, Hornby Railways. There we go, you can see it on the bottom. Built in Britain, that one, and then the dummy car has Made in Britain and Hornby Railways on the bottom. And these are supposed to have the working headcode lights, aren't they? So I thought, well, we can get it on a bit of test track first of all, see if it runs, and see if the lights work, and maybe just pop the motor bogey out and do the usual clean up and service, and maybe get it to run a bit better and a bit smoother, and stick it on the layout and see what it looks like. Right then, stand by. Let's see if we've got anything. Power's building. Yes. Yeah, a bit of movement. That's not bad for 40 odd years in the attic, is it? It's definitely trying to move anyway. There we go. So there was some movement. I don't know if the head code's working or not. Can't see it lit up. No, not too sure about that. Have to have a look at that when it's apart, and maybe also check the one at the other end as well to see if the bulbs are working. If they're blown, maybe try and find some new bulbs. Or maybe I could stick a couple of LEDs in there, see if I can find some LEDs to put in. But yeah, oh well, at least it works, so that's a good sign. I'm sure with a clean, a lube and a service, it'll be back in action before you know it. So let's crack on. Right, let's start with the power car. I notice they've both got a screw in the roof, which is unlike the locos, which often have the screws in the bottom. So we'll start off by taking that off. Pop that in the tray so we don't lose it, and let's have a look, see if how this roof comes off. Quite tight. I think it's hooked under the front there, you know, so maybe the back has to. Oh wow, that is tight. Oh, there we go. Little lug there. I think that's just come off. Look, should have pushed in there. Never mind. Okay, here we go, and there's the little bulb in the roof, which I don't think was working. So next step is, yeah, if that bulb's not working, I wonder if I could stick an LED, put an LED in there, have an LED working instead. What I need to do is put the power supply straight to that bulb, I think, and check it later on. Right, so it looks like the motor bogey was also held on by a large screw. Right, let's take that out and have a look, shall we? What could possibly go wrong? Right, so there we go, power bogey. Yeah, it's okay, I think. It's got plenty left on the brushes by the look of it, but it's just bone dry and a bit, not massively dirty in fairness, but just bone dry, and I would imagine a good clean and a service isn't going to hurt that. So let's get it apart and clean all the bits up. I think the first thing I'll do is release these, yeah, I think I'll release this wiring for the lights from here. So that's soldered onto there, okay. And then get the motor bogey free so I can work on it without those wires dangling in the way and the body getting in the way, especially if I have to, I don't want to damage the bodywork after all this time. Let's get some wire cutters. Maybe we'll just snip these off for now. And the same on that one there. In fact, I'll leave a little tag like that because I can always join that back together afterwards, can't I? And that gets that out of the way. And then we can crack on with this little motor. Cool. What about if we put the power supply directly to it and see if it runs? Let's have a look. Put one on there, and then just one on there. There we go. Yeah, it's running. As I say, I think it's just dry and need of a service. Great stuff. In fact, while we're here, I wonder if it's worth trying the bulb. Although, in view of the fact that these bulbs are very prone to blowing, maybe I'll be better to try and get an LED. And also with the LED, if I set it up correctly, it will automatically change direction with the running of direction of the coach as well, won't it? Which will be good. Let's see. Nothing there. Oh, yeah, that one does work. But I think that was a problem with those as well. If you're running the locos at low speed, the bulbs were so dim, weren't they? And they were quite prone to flickering. So maybe I'll have a look into changing that for an LED. Right, let's put that out of the way. See how this comes apart. We've got a central screw through there. And fairly standard looking brushes. And it's not too grubby in there, you know. I've seen worse. Right. Let's start by taking this central screw out. I think I was looking up and it said this was the actual real one was designed by a company called Metro Camel. What a great name, eh? Metro Camel. Don't suppose they exist anymore. That's that keeper. And then I think what we'll do is we'll see if we can put a mark maybe on the magnet. If we put an arrow for direction of travel, like that. Arrow for direction of travel. And in direction of travel we'll call that one left. And we'll call that one right. So we don't try and keep them in a decent order. Now, how does this all come off? Let's get that wire slightly out of the way like that. I'll take that magnet out. Like that. Ah, I see. The magnet keepers also hold the brushes in as well. It's interesting. That's a funny old design, isn't it? And you've got some clips at the end here as well, holding the armature in place. So, yeah. Let's get the brushes out. Tilt that up. There's one brush. That'll be okay with the clean, I think. It's not really got a lot of wear on it. And I'm pretty certain that the other one's going to be the same. Again, not a lot of wear on there. They'll be fine with the clean. And we can reuse those. They'll be good to go. So, I think we need to lever these clips up or off and release the armature. So these clips, that's my guess anyway. That seems to go through there and onto there. Okay. That's one clip off. Pop it in there. Aha! Oh, I see. Oh, that's clever. It's like a little bearing that sits on the end there. Look, with a ball in it. Wow. That's actually got a ball bearing in it. I see. So that actually runs in that dimple in the end of that plate. Well, a little bit of oil in there won't go amiss, will it? That feels bone dry, so that should help things. Oops, got the magnet stuck on my screwdriver. Okay, let's see if we can pop the other one off. Yep, there we go. The other clip. And the other bearing, which has just gone straight on the floor. Hopefully I'll be able to find it. Right, bear with me folks, I'm going on a bearing hunt. Phew, got it, it was on the floor. That was bound to happen, wasn't it? Wonder how many people have had that happen to them and never seen it again. So, can we now lift this out? Maybe, yep. Okay. Right, let's put all that back together. Let's keep them together like that. There we go. Left and right, direction of travel marked. And now, out comes the armature. And we can give that a little clean, can't we? Not too much dirt on there though, in fairness. and just give this Bogey a clean, and the wheels. Yeah, a bit of dust in there, a bit of fluff over the ears, but all in all, not too bad really. Look at that plate there. Almost looks like it's made out, what is that made out of? Mica or Bakelite or something? Who knows? I don't know what year this particular set comes from, because obviously I have a feeling it's one of the ones that I probably would have bought second hand when I was a lad from one of the local model shops. So it could be from sometime in the, yeah, it could have been made sometime in the 60s right up to the 70s, I believe. So if anybody recognises from the particular way it's decorated what year it might be from, I'd love to know. That'd be great. Thanks very much. In the meantime, let's get some cleaning gear together and give this a clean. Just thought, I think I'll take this plate off the bottom as well, these two Phillips screws, get the wheels out, so it's all had a good proper clean, and also can put a bit of lubrication on the axles before we put it back in, can't we? It's always a good idea, I think. As I say, it's pretty dry, this model, so it doesn't look like it's had a lot done to it in its life. Well, there's only one person to blame for that, isn't it? And that's me. Anywho, we'll pop that out. Pop those two screws out. Right, what have we got? Got this plate. Do the wheels come out? Yeah, they lift out. We can give them a little clean separately. Excellent. And then I'd have to desolder that connector possibly, unless that will slide through there. Maybe it will. Yep, that will slide through there like that. Get everything down to its constituent parts. Now, for cleaning, I'm going to try something that was recommended to me by someone who, someone kindly recommended it who'd watched one of my previous videos. I've been using brake cleaner, and they said try this WD-40 contact cleaner, so I'm going to give it a go, see what it's like. And I thought, I've got a little glass jar, one of them little, you know, when you go to the garden centre and have toast and marmalade, you get these little glass jars, don't they, with the marmalade in. So I thought, if I squirt some of it in here, and maybe I can put the brushes in there, like that, and those little bearings. Yeah, put them in there. Shaken, not stirred. And let them have a little soak, and then try this other stuff, cleaner on the Bogey, and there it comes out. Leave them to air dry, and the armature as well. Righty ho. See how that came up. I think I'll give that a little polish. The slots need to do need a little clean, so we'll get something in there to clean the slots out. Right, give the slots a little clean out with a little tiny screwdriver. Give it another squirt of the cleaner, I think. And we get a squirt of that cleaner on a cotton bud. See how it cleans up the armature. Ah, yeah. Certainly lifts the dirt off. It's coming up grand. It's always interesting to try something new and see how it goes. So there we go. Yeah, let's clean that up a treat, I think. So I think the next thing I'll do is give the wheels a clean before they go back in. Here we go, little rotary tool. Give the wheels a clean. as you can see, that's brings those up nice and clean. So I'm just going to go around and do all 4 of those. I won't film that because I'm sure that's not something you want to sit and watch. I'll come back to you in a minute. Okie dokie guys, there we go, wheels done, cleaned up. Went over them with that little wire tool and just gave them another blast of the contact cleaner. Also with these wheels, you've got to bear in mind that one side is insulated. You can see that at all. There's an insulation sleeve in there, so you need to make sure when you put them back in the Bogey that faces towards the side where the spring pickup is going to touch on them, because the other wheel on the other side is going to pick up the power straight through this metal chassis and can take it to the motor. So make sure you get them around the right way. Let's pop those back in there. And before we put the plate back down, I think I'll just give them a little drop of oil. Just where they contact the casing on the Bogey. That's it, like that. And then we can pop this plate back down. Get this wire clip around the right way. A little spring clip so it can touch on the back of the wheels, like so. And the wire runs in there's a little cut out channel there for the wire just to run in. That's it. Like so. Yeah, great. And we'll pop our 2 Phillips screws back in. Right, 1 and 2. Perfect. Lovely. Next, we need to put everything back together. Let's get these out of the cleaning solution. I think I've got some little tweezers here somewhere. I know I've got some little tweezers in fact. That's it. Let's give those brushes a little. That's better. And then I think there's a little bit of a green contact build up on there. I'm going to give the wire tool and give them a clean as well. So I'll be back with you in a sec. Right, there we go. Brushes cleaned up so they can go back in a little while. Put them in the tray so we don't lose them. Last but not least, the little bearings with the ball bearings. They're going to be a fiddle to get back together, aren't they, folks? Yeah, definitely. Wow. Okie dokie. Make sure those little ball bearings pop inside their casings. I don't know if you can see them, they're absolutely tiny. Pop that in there, like that. That one in this, that one's gone in all right. Okay. See if we can get it all back together. Right guys, here we go. I'm not going to lie to you, I put this all together a few minutes ago and then realised I think I've got the whole thing in backwards. I put the armature in round the wrong way. Never mind, eh? You live and learn. So let's try again. Let's slip the armature in the Bogey with the brush end facing towards the back. I had it round the other way. Then I thought to myself, that's strange, the brushes wouldn't line up with the armature. I wonder why, he thought. It was obvious. I had it in backwards. Right. Now these little things are a nightmare. As you can see, the ball bearing drops out at the drop of a hat. Right, ball bearing's in. See if I can get the clip on now. One of the clips anyway. one in. You know what I didn't do? I didn't put any oil on it. And it's twisted. Can we straighten it up? Yeah, let's straighten it up. Right. Put a bit of oil in there so it's not running dry. Try and slip the armature in again. Okay, let's try again. Another bearing, little tiny ball, oil. See if we can get the clip on without everything pinging across the room. Okay, that's in. Oh dear. Alright, let's try and get these keepers in. So, direction of travel was there, towards the coupling. Keep that magnet like that. This was the left one. See if we can get them in. There's one. And there's the other one. And then the plate, which sat in there, like that, hopefully. Then we've got the metal contact. I think, remember, that was round there like that. That sits on there. Hopefully, magnet goes in. If we can just get it all to jiggle and line up. Like something like that. Oh, nearly. And we can get the cap on the top. Let's move that little condenser out of the way a bit. Suppressor rather, there it is. Alright, screw in. Okay, I think we're winning. Now we've just got to get the brushes in. One brush, two brush, wire clip. Like so. The wire clip underneath that. Right, okay. And then we should be able to get the brushes in. Fingers crossed, folks, fingers crossed. Let's get that brown wire around that spring clip. That was one of the ones for the lights, wasn't it? Yep. There's definitely a technique for doing these brushes, and I just haven't got it. They're always the bit that catches me out. Hopefully gives the best entertainment. Right, there we go. That's one in. And the other one, around the other side. and it's got to have the extra wire, hasn't it, for the power pickup. That's it, it's in. Thank goodness for that. Right, okay, I think the next thing to do is to see if this runs now. We'll put some grease on the worm gear. Right everyone, momentary lapse of concentration there. I went to power it up and it was short-circuiting, and I realised I put the red wire on this side and it should have been on that side, so there you go. Wasn't paying attention, was I? So anyway, let's get back to what I said a minute ago and try it on the track and see if it runs. Right guys, here we go. Just to say, also I put a bit of white grease on the worm drive. So here we are, back on the track, and apply some power. There we go. And back the other way. Lovely. So I think we'll put that down as a win. Get it back in the body, get it built up, and sort out about, see if I can, I've got an idea with this, maybe fitting an LED instead of a bulb. Okay, so the next thing I was going to have a look at was these the headcode lights, and I'm filming this video a little bit later than when I did the service on the motor, because we had friends come to stay, so we had to, the workshop was out of action, let's put it that way. So anyway, what I did notice was that that bulb did work, didn't it, when I tried it in the previous video, and it was on the powered car. But when I took the dummy car apart, there's no light in it. It's completely missing. Although it has got, interestingly, it has had a weight added to the roof with some plasticine. So maybe it was light and was prone to jumping off the track. I don't know. Anyway, taking the dummy car apart, you have got a set of pickup wheels, and they do come out. You can pull this section out. What you have to do first is take this kind of battery box fake compressor assembly off the bottom first, and then you can release this rear bogie, and there are contacts there for pickup contacts on the wheels, and you can see where the wires would have been soldered in there, but for some reason it's all missing. So don't know what happened there. I don't remember that, so maybe it was like that when I bought it. So I need to attach some wires to that, run them through the length of the roof. Might take that weight off and see if I can fit it underneath the seats maybe, or run it without it and see if it is prone to derailing first of all. And then obviously I need an alternative to the bulbs. So I managed to find on eBay a supplier that does these LEDs that have got a resistor pre-wired in them to run on 12 volts. So I've just hooked one up temporarily. Got the bogey running in direction of travel, and as you can see, that gives quite a nice light. Even at a low speed you get a nice consistent light from that, and I think that will look nice. Lighten up the head code. The only thing I need to do, I think, is I'll have to slightly enlarge these holes in the roof to get this LED to fit, because I don't want to try and force it past this centerpiece with this pre-wired resistor in it in case it snaps off. So I might enlarge these holes slightly here, run them along the roof, and then wire them up and see what it looks like in action. So let's give that a try. Right, slightly enlarge these holes just using my little multi-tool with a grinding bit on the ends, just to make them a bit bigger so that the LED can go through without putting strain on where the soldered connection is with the resistor in it. And then I think what I'll do is I might just put a dob of hot glue maybe to hold it in place, run the wires along the roof, and again maybe a dob of hot glue, a couple of dobs of hot glue like that, just to hold them on the roof, and then wire them down through the body and hook them up to the motor and see how it runs. So let's get the hot glue gun out. Right, here we go. Gotta love the way this stuff strings, haven't you? But it does mean that it is removable. so that if for any reason I wanted to take that LED out later, it's quite easy to get out rather than super gluing it in, I thought. Let's put those wires in there like that. Similarly, see if we can get them to stay on the roof. Probably just end up hot gluing my fingers to the roof, won't I? Never mind. Okay, that's that. And then we'll come along here. See if we can do the same on this one. Oops, bit of a string there. I was just hoping that that would keep it so that the wires don't hang down, so when it's in the carriage you don't see them. Yeah, it looks like it'll do the trick. And I say, this hot glue is quite easy to remove later on, isn't it? If it gets in the, if it's a nuisance, if you need to change the LED. Right, let's unplug the hot glue gun before I burn myself. And there we go. Let's put that to one side. Let it cool down. Right, okay, so that should then, in theory, just slip in there like that. Perfect. Oh, sorry. Slip in there like that to light the head code up. And now I can attach this to the motor bogie. The wires on this are a little bit short, so I've had a rummage round and found some of this nice thin clear wire that I can just extend them slightly to run it down the back of the, to run it through the hole in the back of there and attach it to the motor. So I think we'll crack on and do that. Right, see if I can attach some extra wires to this for this lighting then. There's one. Not too bad. And bring this one round to here. Just attach it on there. If it will go, just give it a solder. Right. And another one. Good. So what we need to do now is turn off the soldering iron. Try not to set fire to myself. And run this up and through to meet the wires coming in through the roof. Now I think what we'll do is we'll just cut it off a bit. Like so. Might need to put a bit of tape on that one so it doesn't short circuit out. We've got a bit of tape. Yes, we've got a bit of tape. Must get some heat shrink, I think. It's going to be a better bet going forwards doing these kind of jobs rather than relying on insulting tape. Right, got all a bit of insulation tape. We'll just take those connections up. I don't want them shorting out across each other, do we, or onto the frame or anything. That would not be good. In fact, that one doesn't matter so much. Right, okay. So that'll come up here like this, through the back of the cab. We can reinstall the motor, making sure the wires don't foul. Might need a bit of positioning and twisting. What I might need to do is open this up a bit so they've got a bit more room to flex. And move about. Right, so if that sits on there, tuck that one in there, like that. That seems to be okay. Let's pop the screw back in for now. And then I need to attach these to these, making sure they get them round the right way for the direction of travel of the locomotive. If I haven't, what I'll probably do first of all is just touch them together and get it running and try it, and then just swap them over. It's the wrong way, but and then try and see if we can tuck the rest of that out the way. I don't think that needs to be quite as long as that. I might cut that down a bit. It's a little bit long. Let's cut that down a bit. Let's separate those open. Like that. Okay. Actually, what I've noticed is that even with this clear wire, one piece has got white dots on it and one piece doesn't. So I can probably have a look at that, see which side I put the white dots to, and that'll give me the direction that I should wire my LEDs up in. Let's have a quick, just have a quick gander at that. Should have made a note of that before I boxed it all up, shouldn't I? Never mind. Right, the one with the white dots on is on the brown wire. Okay, cool. Right, I'm going to trim those down and wire it up, and then we'll see where we go. Actually, it occurred to me I didn't need to take the motor bogey out again, because I've got these two wires are attached to the motor, aren't they, and they're bare. So I just put my crocodile clips on there without taking the motor bogey out again, and then just found which was the correct way round to have the LED wired when the wheels are turning in the direction of travel. So now I've sorted that out, I can just take the power supply off, solder them up, tape them up, and that's that one done. So let's do that. One. I'll put a couple of bits of tape around this again, just to keep it all insulated from each other, and then pop the roof back on, put the screw in, and I'll try this on a bit of track and see if it works. Right, trial fit of the motor bogey in the body showed that this wire had a tendency to go up here and catch on the side of the body as the bogey was rotating. So I've just hot glued it, gunned it in place, easy for you to say, and I'll fit it all back together again, and let's see how that goes. Right guys, quickly up on the old layout. It's 31 degrees down here today in London, and it's pretty hot in this attic, so I'm just going to give it a quick test to show you what we've got managed to achieve. Here we go. Here it comes with a working head code. Look at that. I'm very pleased with that. Right guys, one more go before I have to get out of here because of the heat, because even with the fan, my fan up here is packed up now. There you go, head code on and running. Yes, I think we'll call that a win. Going to go downstairs, sort out the other carriage, get the whole thing working, and oh, it's so hot up here I can't stay up here anymore. Let's go downstairs and sort out the other one. Right folks, quick heads up on the dummy car. The weight that was in the roof fell out. Got the plasticine dried off and fell out. So anyway, I've installed the LED the same as on the previous roof system. Hot glue gunned it in case I ever need to take it out, and I've just reattached this weight with some hot glue as well. Run those along there, and then the rear bogey that had the pickups didn't have any wires on it. I popped that out. It's got like a spring-loaded kind of a pin thing there that holds in, and attached a couple of fine wires. So now hopefully we can thread these through here like this, like so. Put that back together. Fingers crossed. It'll go back together. Like that. Yeah, like that. There we go. And then they will run up through the back of the cab like normal, and I'll need to attach them to these two wires once I've found out the correct direction to wire them up in when the dummy car would be going in direction of travel. So I'll just sort that out and then we'll wire them up. Okay, I set the power car on a piece of test track and had got it going in the direction of travel towards me with the light on, and then just took it off and then put this one on here, the dummy one, and then have set the LEDs so that they come on in the same direction. So obviously when the carriages turn around the other way, that one won't be on, that one will be on, and vice versa. So Brilliant. All I've got to do now is solder up these 2 wires over here, and it's job's a winner. I'm not going to go back up in the attic today and film the whole thing running because it's just too hot. So hopefully we'll get some footage of it running soon. Right, let me get on and crack on and do a bit of soldering. Right folks, so wires soldered into place in the dummy cart and all reassembled. As you can see, we've got the head code on. Brilliant. Looks good, doesn't it? I think it does anyway. LEDs were from eBay, just 12-volt ones. They were pretty cheap for a packet. They come with the resistors already wired in, so I don't know how long they'll last, but they look all right. As I say, I'm not popping back up to film this thing running because it's just too hot up there today. So I hope you've enjoyed watching this video. We did a quick motor service, didn't we? And replaced these lighting units with LEDs, mainly because there was nothing in this one. It had been robbed for some other project, obviously. And the other one had the old-fashioned bulb in it, which wasn't very good, was it? Anyway, if you've stuck with it, thanks for watching. Hope you've enjoyed it. And please like, share and subscribe. And hope to see you soon for more adventures on Padshaw Junction. Okay, take care everybody, and bye for now.